Anyone have nostalgia for those 2D art covers for Sonic games from the late 90s to late 2000s? They were pretty great, as it took Sonic from his classic era from the Genesis and mid-era during the Saturn and modernized it, though that's kind of weird to say since some of these games are like 1 to 2 decades old. But yeah, it does feel like they're modern today, and if it wasn't for many reasons, you can honestly mistake these covers to be from the current era, or at least a couple years ago. Though, like I said, there's a reason you wouldn't, that being that Sega stopped doing it during the late 2000s and 2010s. Instead being replaced at first gradually, then quickly by standard 3D images in games that Sonic had changed to 3D almost completely, as after Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, almost any Sonic game has switched to a 3D image cover. I guess the previous games were because these covers would not look as good if they decided to use 3D images. I say I guess because Sega did this with Adventure DX, and oh boy, I can see why, cause it's not bad, but it's just kinda generic. Technically the other cover is too, but at least it looks nice. Though they didn't do it with Adventure 2 Battle, I'm not really sure why they didn't. Here, maybe it's because the cover has so many characters they're using 3D images would just make it look cluttered, but regardless, the 2D Sonic box art kinda died in the console Sonic games, living through stuff like spin-offs, like collections and handhelds. These include stuff such as Sonic Mega Collection and the 2 handheld Sonic games Advance and Rush, and oh boy, these are great covers. They got Sonic and his friends ready for action, or Sonic being contrasted with characters such as Blade. This is perfect. I don't really have any complaints. Maybe Sonic Rush Adventure and the early Sonic Adventure games, I don't know, it just seems like Sonic trying a bit too hard to be cool. And the early Sonic covers feel a bit peach fuzzy, like Sonic Layer of Graffiti. No, scratch that, that'd be fine, but it looks like someone trying to make the cover of Sonic Rush or Advance added graffiti. Not out of a stylistic choice, but more because that's the only thing they have. Of course, there were other types like Sonic Battle that have the graffiti Sonic look, but definitely feels more intentional, although from some angles, Sonic and Shadow look like a chibi versions of themselves. But it's still pretty good. But let's get back to the cover. Although only one, because it's my favorite, and I'm probably going to repeat my thoughts on most of them. It just feels right. And that being Sonic Rush. Sonic feels cool, not because he's trying, just because he is. And like I said, it contrasts beautifully with Blaze. Probably more of a limited space cover than an intentional design, but I like how on the DS cover it looks like Sonic's taking center stage with Blaze in the background of this mysterious character we've never seen before. It makes us intrigued to want to play the game to find out who she is. Although sadly, even the handheld games couldn't keep this cover alive, mostly because they died themselves. Anyway, as later Sega kind of stopped making handheld Sonic games, they were still there, but they were weren't. As the last handheld Sonic games were just ports, or I guess remakes of already Sonic games with some of their own, like Color Generation, Lost World, and I guess the Boom games are their own thing. All with 3D artwork, which some are basically ripped from the console version, image by image, or have like minor changes to them. Not that they're bad, they're pretty good. I like these covers, but the 2D art just had a nice try to... Oh well, wonder what you guys think. Hello, my name is Della. I'll see you guys next video.